Hello, I'm going to talk about one of the things that I'm most passionate about, and that is a cup of tea. Tea is really important to anyone who comes from England. Tea is something that we drink all the time. Tea is the answer to all life's ills. It is something that you drink when you are upset. It's something that you drink when you are happy. It is something you drink when you are sad. Tea is incredibly versatile. It's for every occasion. We drink tea with our friends, with our neighbors, with our family, with our friends, whoever we like. We drink tea by ourselves. Tea is incredibly versatile because you can drink tea to lift you up. You can drink tea to calm you down. You can drink tea hot if you're from England, but if you're in America, you might want to drink it cold. Although I don't think drinking tea cold is such a good idea, but that's another point of view, which I'll leave for another time. But so what makes tea so interesting is that in order for tea to be true tea, it must come from the tea plant. And there's only one tea plant, and that's called Camellia sinensis, and it comes from Asia. And that one tea plant gives rise to a whole variety of different teas. And the different types of teas come from where the plant is grown, how it's, when it's harvested, the climate in which it's grown, and how are the tea leaves then processed and then subsequently flavored. And that can give rise to a whole variety of different types of teas. And they are true teas because they come from the plant Camellia sinensis. And so when we talk about the health benefits of tea, and we've all come to know those health benefits, such as lowering your blood pressure, good for your diabetes, good for reducing the incidence of cancer, good for reducing the chances of stroke, and good for your heart health and bone density and an appetite suppressant, and so on and so forth. Those benefits are really associated with the teas that come from the tea plant, and they're related to the antioxidants that the teas have, which are basically, tea has polyphenols, different types of polyphenols, but they all have similar health benefits in terms of providing you with the benefits that you've come to associate tea with. And so teas like, actually I have a whole variety of teas that I'm going to talk to you about. I told you I love teas. So this is chai tea, and this is a proper tea because it comes from the tea plant. This is Earl Grey tea, which is a tea that is black tea and it's fragranced with bergamot. And this is green tea that's flavored with jasmine, and this is Lapsang Souchong, and this is an Asian black tea. And then this is good old English breakfast tea. And this is black tea flavored with ginger. So all of these teas are proper teas. They are true teas because they are coming from that tea plant Camellia sinensis, and they all have the polyphenols that are good for your heart and your brain and reducing the chances of cancer and so on and so forth. And then in the back, I have a whole variety of so-called teas, the fake teas. And these are basically herbal teas. And tea has now become synonymous with anything that's an infusion, a hot infusion. But that doesn't really make them true teas. But we call them teas, and that's fine. So I'll talk about these in a minute. But let's talk about the teas that we have in the front right now. So actually, let me put them in the order in which they should be consumed during as the day goes on. So you must drink English breakfast when you wake up in the morning from 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. because English breakfast tea is dark black tea that's heavily fermented, it's loaded with caffeine, and it's a great tea to wake up your taste buds when you wake up in the morning, and it's full of caffeine, so it gives you a good boost, as it were. And then from 10 to 2 p.m., from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., it's good to drink green tea. And you can drink normal green tea, or you can drink green tea with lemon. I love green tea with jasmine. Jasmine flavored green tea is my favorite, but you can drink whatever green tea you want. And green teas are slightly less fermented tea. It's a proper tea. It's less fermented than the black tea, and it is more loaded with the polyphenols that are associated with the health benefits of tea. And so this is a good tea to drink between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. So it's all about health and wellness. And then between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m., so just after lunch, Lapsang Sao Chong is a great choice of tea to drink, because Lapsang Sao Chong is an Asian black tea, and this tea comes from the northern regions of the province of Fujian in China, and it is smoke dried over pinewood fire. So it has a lovely, delicate, smoky flavor, which is a nice tea to drink just after lunch. It's really light, and it's delicious. And this tea, you must never add milk to any Asian black teas. So of course you would never add milk to green tea, but you must never add milk to Lapsang Sao Chong. The English breakfast, of course, you can add milk if you choose. I grew up drinking tea with milk, but now I like my teas all black. I don't like any milk, but that's just a personal choice. But you can certainly add milk to English breakfast. You do not add milk to green tea, and you absolutely do not add it to Lapsang Sao Chong. And then between the hours of 4 p.m. and 6 p.m., Earl Grey is a great tea to drink. Earl Grey is a light fermented black tea, which is fragranced with bergamot. Bergamot is a citrus flavor that comes from Italy, and it's grown in other places as well. And bergamot is incredibly sour. You couldn't eat bergamot, but its industrial applications are either in the cosmetic industry in fine fragrance or in Earl Grey tea. Earl Grey tea is the tea that is most popular tea to drink during tea time, between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. And it's lightly fragranced with this bergamot. It has a nice floral note, and it goes well with cucumber sandwiches or salmon sandwiches, with scones and cream, and with pastries and things like that. So it's delicate. It doesn't fight against the delicate taste of the goodies that you would eat with your teas. So it's a good tea to drink between 4 p.m. and 6 p.m. I again like this black without anything, but you can certainly enjoy this with a squirt of lemon or with some milk. Just a splash of milk would be fine. Chai tea is a black tea, so rather like the English breakfast, but it's flavored with a whole variety of sweet spices. So it's got things like cardamom, cloves, nutmeg, ginger, and nice spices like that. And it's a really good tea to drink between the hours of 6 p.m. and 8 p.m. So it almost acts as an appetizer before your evening meal. And then this is just black tea with ginger, and you can drink this anytime you like. But this tea is really good if you have a cold and you've got a stuffy nose. It's really good if you're just not feeling well, and if you're congested, it certainly acts as a great decongestant. And it has a nice gingery note. Again, you would not add milk to this. So the teas that you can add milk to would be these three: English breakfast, Earl Grey, and chai. Lapsang Sao Chong and black tea with ginger, you would not add milk. And of course, you don't add milk to the green tea. So when I have friends who come over, they have to follow my tea schedule. And my tea schedule is pretty much common sense based, and some of it is also traditional, such as drinking Earl Grey in the afternoon and having English breakfast in the morning. But some of the other choices I have developed myself. And then after 8 p.m., so this, remember, is from 6 to 8. After 8 p.m., I serve a whole variety of herbal teas. But before I go into herbal teas, with these teas that are from during the day, I would serve biscuits with a cup of tea, with the green tea, Lapsang Sao Chong, and with the Earl Grey tea. So if somebody comes to my house between the hours of 10 a.m. and 6 p.m., they will get, they may be offered biscuits, not necessarily, but they may be offered biscuits with their cup of tea. And I will expect them not to dunk their biscuits in their tea. They can do whatever they like when they're in the privacy of their own home, but when they are with me, I would prefer if they don't dunk their biscuits in the tea, which is quite gross. So I only serve biscuits with my tea from 10 to 6 p.m. And it's not customary to serve biscuits after 6 p.m. So let's put these proper teas to one side and talk about these fake teas, the herbal teas. Now, these herbal teas don't have the same polyphenols that we have come to associate teas with for their health benefits. But having said that, these teas have other chemicals that can provide other health benefits, such as calming, relaxing, and so on. And they're sort of more based on aromacology, impacting your mind, and then the mind does its magic to bring about the physiological effect that you're seeking. But there is no real true, they're not really working in a pharmaceutical manner to bring about any therapeutic change. It's really all impacting the mind, because the concentrations of the essences are so low that they're not going into your bloodstream and having an actual effect, but they have more of an effect on impacting the mind. So my favorite herbal tea is chamomile, just plain chamomile, which I like to drink after 8 p.m. before bed. But I do offer my guests chamomile with vanilla and honey, which is a nice tea to drink. I also have buttermint. Buttermint is basically mint with vanilla, and it has a nice, warm, nurturing effect, yet cooling at the same time. And then I have pure peppermint. Some people don't like vanilla, so I also have pure peppermint. And then I have cinnamon and orange and cinnamon, which is really nice on a cold, wintry night. And then lemon and ginger is a great tea to drink, especially if you've got a bit of a sniffle, a cold. And I particularly like drinking lemon and ginger just before bed. It's lovely. I always have chamomile, but I might have another cup, and that might be lemon and ginger. And then we have honeybush. Honeybush is a tea that comes from the western Cape of South Africa, and it's a bush, and it is really delicious, and it is flavored with mandarin and orange. And then at the back here, this is a rooibos tea, which is red tea, and this comes from the eastern Cape of South Africa, and this is also very delicious, and it has its own therapeutic effects. So whatever you do, whatever tea you like to drink, that's fine, but I would say always drink a cup of tea. Not drinking a cup of tea is uncouth and an act of sheer madness. And I refuse to form an acquaintanceship with anyone who doesn't drink tea. So tea is the essence of life. Life is all about a nice cup of tea. So you must learn to drink tea. And maybe in another video, I'll talk about the etiquettes of tea drinking. But right now I just wanted to do an introduction about the whole world of teas. And until next time, have a great day and enjoy that cuppa.